This is part 41 of my series on my N-gauge model railway project. Previous parts covered the project from its inception through the creation of the baseboard, selection and laying of track, building of scenic items, obtaining rolling stock, etc. The project is ongoing. This part deals with a little representation of the SDJR, the Somerset and Dorset joint railway that I obtained for my layout, in the form of an SDJR loco and two SDJR four-wheeled carriages. The Somerset and Dorset joint railway ran from Bath and Highbridge on the outskirts of Bristol down to Poole near Bournemouth. It was jointly owned before amalgamation in 1923 by the London and South Western Railway and the Midland Railway, basically as a result of the financial failure of its original company. The Railways Act of 1921 that created amalgamation didn't specifically change the status of the SDJR, so it ended up being jointly owned and run after amalgamation by the LMS and the Southern, as these were the big four companies that the Midland and the LSWR were folded into. This was the first SDJR item that I bought, a Midland Compound 440 loco in the distinctive SDJR blue livery. So basically a Midland loco out of Derby assigned to the SDJR. Here it is being turned on the turntable in my yard. And here it is pulling an LMS Stanier coach, which arrived in the same post as the SDJR loco, since I didn't have any SDJR coaches at this point. Here's a close-up of the loco. It's an older Graham Farish model, with fairly basic detail, but it looks nice in this livery. The downside of these Farish 440s is that they won't really pull anything much except on a flat track, as they are driven by the four large driving wheels on the loco and don't have any traction tyres and don't weigh much, so their wheels just spin as soon as there's any significant drag behind them. Here's the loco back on a parking track by the turntable with quite a variety of company, most of all LMS except for a couple of LNER. After I got the loco, I saw this pair of SDJR four-wheeled coaches on eBay, and I managed to buy them. And here they are together with a Daypol Auto coach that arrived the same day. Here's a close-up of one of the coaches, composites with one first-class compartment and four third. Here's another view. Of course, I got the coaches onto the track behind the SDJR loco. It's a bit unfortunate that I don't have a brake, so there's nowhere specific for the guard to ride, but I don't think that's going to be easy to remedy. Still, the coaches make a nice little distinctive train with the loco, though the loco's really a mainline express engine and should be pulling much more than this. Here's a close-up of the lead coach in Scraptoft Station, a slightly brighter view. And the back coach, they're essentially the same, both composites with one first compartment and four thirds. And this was about the best picture that I got of the coaches, even though I got my finger into the shot. The coaches ran well after a bit of minor adjustment to their axles, so let's have a look at the SDJR loco and coaches running on my layout. So I had the cameras out making my LMS video update, my OS rolling stock update video, and the post came and brought a couple of little SDJR, Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway four-wheeled coaches. So these just came in the post while I was making videos, so let's try and see if we can rail them up and pull them beside a Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway engine. Yeah, I have to say the wheels on that one don't feel as if they're rotating that freely. We'll see. Oh, these just came, they're a little dusty. We'll see. Okay, so I bought these coaches because I bought a Midland Compound in Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway colours livery, and I thought they would go nicely with it. The Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway was reasonably enough in Somerset and Dorset and was jointly owned after amalgamation by the LMS and the Southern, because it was jointly owned by the London and South Western Railway in the middle and before amalgamation. Away from the little house we want to go. Okay. So this is, I'm getting the Midland compound in Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway blue livery out on the turntable here. I line the turntable up with its exit track, point set, should be good to go. He, famous last words, he's a bit of a jerky runner. Okay. Reset the points. Now where are we going here? So yes, I think I need to take him round behind here. Sorry, the other way. I need to take him round here to bring him round to connect to the coaches the way I want to, yes. I get my back and my front and my clockwise and my anti-clockwise confused sometimes. There we go. So we'll try and couple that. That looks like a coupling. So let's see if that works. Famous last words. My box just came uncoupled. My Kato controller just sort of fell off its connection with the points and things, which is not good. We don't want it to do that because then we won't be able to control the points and things. Okay, there you go. There he is. Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway coach and engine, and two Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway four-wheeled coaches, small coaches. See, I'm afraid the engine's a bit of a jerky runner. I have trouble. Famous. You see, I have trouble making him behave gently. Being a Graham Farish four-driven wheel 440, he has terrible trouble with wheel spin. They all do. And the couplings on these coaches are kind of sticky. Alright, let's try again. Oh, come on. Go on. Go. Yes. I guess his pickups are a bit iffy, so, you know, he doesn't cope. He doesn't stop and start too easily. Lord, and he's wheel spinning even just going round that little corner there. That's one thing I find about these Graham Farish 440s, these old Graham Farish 440s, they're, see, oh, just terrible wheel spin they get. They just cannot. They just can't. Okay, they just can't get in, they just can't pull anything. This is the problem. They just can't pull anything, these Graham Farish 440s. Even two little coaches like that, mind you, admittedly, the coach doesn't have the best, but they just can't pull anything, especially not up any kind of gradient. They just can't. Oh. Soundbox problems here. I was trying to put him. I was trying to put him on the outside line, but I'm not getting anywhere much now because I don't have the power turned up very much, and he needs a lot of power. Okay. Lord, he does need a lot of power. Go! Comedy of errors here. I just collided him here with the black 5 because I didn't have that point set. I didn't set the point there to restore the line after I was running that black 5 on the outer line. I don't know that I've got him. I've probably not got him railed properly now. Nope. If I run him over the crossing there, that'll probably, hopefully, put his rails back on. Okay, I think he is on the rails properly now. So let's try again. No, I can't get over those points then. Not doing very well, are we? That's, I think, these carriages having problems going over these points. Oh, for goodness sake. Now I just can't get anything to work. He won't come apart, he won't move. Oh dear. I'm going to try one more time. Because we ought to be able to persuade this to go around the outer line where there's basically no gradient, although then you still have to go over points, and he's not very keen going over the points. Oh, and the couplings on these coaches are like hopelessly stiff, so the coaches are not... Yeah, I haven't done any servicing, obviously, on these coaches. They just came in the mail. That might be better. I'm just trying to restore the axles on that coach a bit. Yes, that's much better. That's much better. The axles weren't, the axle pins weren't in properly on that coach. See, they just came in the mail while I had the cameras turned on the layout, so I thought I'd give them a try, but really I should have given them a bit of a service first. Okay, let's see if we can get them to go around now. I don't know, but we can try. He's not looking very good, is he? I was pretty sure I just railed him. I had him railed right, I thought, but I thought I had him railed correctly, but he's a bit temperamental. That bogey at the front is not great. Oh, and of course the sound box has reset itself. I can't get him over those points. He's just derailing completely, going over those points, and they're not really bad points. I mean, nope. And they're set in his favour and everything. There's nothing actually wrong with those points. I mean, there's no real reason why he shouldn't go over them, but he's just, every time I go around there, he's derailing on those points. Reset the blithering sound box. Re-rail. I'm going to try and go around the other way, see if we do any better. These coaches are actually running quite freely now I've adjusted the axles on them. What they're not doing is coupling very well. The couplings are sticking on them, but the wheel, famous last words. The wheels are running quite well now. Okay, one more try. Last try. Trying to get this blithering SDJR. Oh, good lord. Trying to get this SDJR train to run. Between wheel slip and derailing, and he's wheel slipping, even going round there. Okay, well he got through those points going the other way through them at least. Our famousness was nearly, but then the coach derailed. No, it actually didn't derail. It's fair, it didn't derail, it just came uncoupled. The couplings on these coaches kind of suck a bit. Okay, one more try. Oh, good God. His pickups are really not great. He's very jumpy about things. And honestly, those coaches are moving perfectly freely now, and he's wheel spinning, even going around a flat line, pulling those two little coaches. And they're moving quite freely now. I freed the axles on them up. Oh, for goodness sake, I was slowing him down a bit there, but then he stopped, you see. And we'll stop him there in the station. Well, not the greatest runner. I should probably do a bit more work on him. He's running, but his pickups are not working the best. But a pretty little train anyway.